Shiva
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sutra-68. Awaken the Chit Kundalini. Vahner Vishasya Madhyetu Chittam Sukamayam Kshipet Kevalam Vayupurnam Va Smaranandena Yujyate. In the middle is the path to the cave of the heart. In the cave is the perfect union with the divine. In several sutras that we discussed so far, we inquired into the nature of Ananda. Ananda must be discovered in ourselves. It is already there. There is no necessity to go out in search of it. Sutra-67 said, Prana Shaktihi Urdvaya Shanaihi. The sadhaka's energy moves in the right direction when the Jnanendriyam and Karmendriyam, the organs of perception and organs of action, are restrained. The sadhaka enters a heightened state of awareness. In this heightened state of awareness, the sadhaka is one with Bhairava. Bhairava is Ananda Swarupam. This sutra is also about Ananda. It reflects Sutra 67. It says, Vahner Vishasya Madhyetu Chittam Sukamayam Kshipet. In this awareness, the mind dwells on the Ananda. The pure awareness is Chit. This is Chit Kundalini. When the mind is turned towards the Chit Kundalini, heightened state of awareness is experienced. Kundalini is the universal energy. It holds the creation together. The universal energy is the higher aspect, which is Parakundalini. At the individual level, the Parakundalini manifests itself as Chit Kundalini. Chit Kundalini is pure awareness at the level of the individual. It is present in each one of us. It is like the reflection of the sky in the waters of a lake. The sky is universal, whereas the reflection of the sky in the waters of the lake is that of an individual. If there are hundreds of lakes, there will be hundreds of reflections of the sky on the individual lakes. Similarly, the reflection of Parakundalini is present in each one of us as Chit Kundalini. This Chit Kundalini is pure awareness. This must be awakened. When the mind is turned towards Chit Kundalini, it is awakened. This must be awakened in our heart. The mind's natural place of rest is the heart. This is the seat of the Atman. The Atman is realized in the mind as Ananda Swarupam. As the Chit Kundalini is awakened, the sadhaka goes through stages of increased awareness. Every stage of increased awareness is the aspect of Prana Kundalini. Prana is the life energy. Prana is not different from Kundalini. The Prana Shakti is Kundalini Shakti. When the sadhaka restrains the organs of perception and organs of action, the prana is directed towards the higher aspect. A heightened state of awareness is experienced. Every ascending chakra is an increased state of awareness. When the prana is directed towards the higher aspect by restraining the Jnanendriyam and Karmendriyam, the chakras are awakened. This is the manifestation of Prana Kundalini. The sadhaka should have Ichcha, a strong willpower to realize the truth in the heart. The Prana Kundalini is the energy behind the 5 Karmendriyam. The Prana expresses as Kriya Shakti through the Karmendriyam. The Karmendriyam are the manifestation of Kriya Shakti. The Shakti expresses itself in each of the 5 Karmendriyam in various ways. The 5 karmendriyam as we know are Vak, the organ of speech, Pani, the organ of grasping, which are the hands, Pada, the organ of walking, the feet, Payu, the organ of excretion, and Upastha, the organ of reproduction. The karmendriyam belongs to Pranamaya Kosha. The mind is the seat of emotions and desires. This is the expression of Ichcha Shakti. This belongs to Manonmaya Kosha. Manonmaya generates Ichcha or the desires. The Pranamaya fulfills the desires. The Pranamaya is 5 karmendriyas. Manonmaya is 5 jnanendriyas. Then there is the mind. There are totally 11 aspects. The 5 jnanendriyams, the 5 karmendriyams, and the mind. It is important to understand this from the context of the sutra. An ordinary person will waste the vital prana through unnecessary indulgence of the jnanendriyam and the karmendriyam. We all know how energy is wasted by overindulging. The jnanendriyams are overly exposed to sounds, objects that we touch to experience, sights, tastes, and smells. This is overindulgence. Eventually, the mind and the body are exhausted. Similarly with the karmendriyam, through the karmendriyam, we know how much of energy is wasted through unnecessary talking, grasping or desiring objects that are not necessary, moving about aimlessly, overindulgence in procreation or reproduction activities, and excreting waste. The pranic energy is wasted through the karmendriyam. This energy is the life force, the Kundalini Shakti. The prana flows up and down through the Ida and the Pingala when the jnanendriyam and karmendriyam are only directed towards fulfilling endless desires in the objective world. The mind is a wandering mind and remains in the state of restlessness. The sadhaka, through the Ichcha Shakti or strong willpower, can restrain the jnanendriyam and karmendriyam from unnecessary indulgence. This is Vairagyam. The Vairagyam turns the mind inwards. The prana shakti is not unnecessarily wasted. It is directed towards the higher aspect. It naturally brings itself in the sushumna. As it progresses towards the higher aspect, the sadhaka experiences higher state of awareness. At each ascending chakra, there is a progressive and heightened state of awareness. At the Mooladhara, there is a heightened state of awareness of the Arjas. Progress to the next level is not possible without the awareness. In Swadhisthana, the person is normally bound by hate, anger, and fear. As the awareness expands, the person will be curious to inquire into the opposite nature of hate, anger, and fear. The person will be drawn towards love, compassion, and ahimsa. This is what the heightened awareness can do for the individual. At the level of Manipuraka, the clarity in thinking arises. Vivekaha, or the discriminating power, develops for the individual. Discrimination is to know what the truth is and what the truth is not. Manipuraka is the fire. The fire can transform the individual. As the prana kundalini is directed towards the truth, at each ascending chakra there is a progressive state of awareness. This awareness is Chit Kundalini. Chit Kundalini is pure awareness. The Chit Kundalini is the doorway to jnana, pure knowledge. It is the doorway to knowledge and intuition. One moves closer to the reality. The individual will have clarity about the nature of Jiva, Jagat, and Īśvara. The boundaries between Jiva, Jagat, and Īśvara will begin to blur. The knowledge that everything in the creation is interconnected in the oneness will dawn in the individual. When the Jnanendriyam and Karmendriyam run like wild horses, the individual becomes a slave for desires and attachments. Artha and Kama becomes the goal of life. This is where the energy is directed and wasted. The prana kundalini is active and the person experiences happiness in various ways while pursuing artha and kama. There is happiness in artha and kama, but the happiness doesn't stay with the person forever. When the person longs for the truth, the Jnanendriyam and Karmendriyam are naturally restrained. They don't run around like wild horses. The Chit Kundalini is awakened when the mind longs and seeks the reality. Chit Kundalini is Jnana Shakti. Chit Kundalini is the Jnana Agni. Vakhni in the Sutra is the Agni. Like how water is used to clean the impurities and like how fire is used to purify the gold, Jnana is the fire that burns the impurities in the mind. The impurity in the mind binds the jiva to samsara. This is karma. Jnana can burn the karma. The mind will emerge like a gold to reflect the truth of the Atman. This reflection is the Ananda, the Bhairava Swarupam. The impurities in the mind are Visha, poison, that clouds the mind. Vakhner Vishasya Madhyetu Chittam Sukamayam Kshipet. From the middle of the Jnana Agni and the impurities of the mind, which is the Visha, emerges the pure mind like gold. Kshipati is destroyed. The impurities in the mind are destroyed. The impurities are ignorance, isn't it? Kshipati also means to throw. The mind is thrown in the happiness. It becomes Sukamayam. Nectar can arise from the poison. In Samudra Matana, the poison appeared first and Shiva held it in his throat. Later, the nectar appeared. When we say that ignorance or samsara is a poison, it can work in two ways for us. We can overly indulge in ignorance and live a life in total unawareness. Alternatively, we can emerge out of ignorance and live in awareness. The choice is in our hands. Emerging out of ignorance is purity. This purity is the homecoming for the mind. The mind is the jiva. The jiva has forgotten its true nature as Ananda. The impurities of ignorance has clouded its true nature. Now the jiva can remember its original and true nature as Ananda. It is now in union with Ananda. Smaranandena yujyate. This is the awakening. The Chit Kundalini is awakened as Jnana Shakti. Purnatvam is the nature of the jiva. Kevalam Vayupurnam. Kevalam Vayupurnam va Smaranandena yujyate. The seat of the mind is the cave of the heart. The natural resting place of the mind is the heart. The heart of the being is the pure consciousness, Prakasha. Prakasha is the Jyoti Swarupam. The mind reflects the Prakasha. In this reflection, it is in perfect union with the divine. Vakhner Vishasya Madhyetu Chittam Sukamayam Kshipet Kevalam Vayupurnam va Smaranandena yujyate. In the middle is the path to the cave of the heart. In the cave is the perfect union with the divine.